Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carroll Hutchins Stadium here in Ann Arbor, Michigan on a brisk afternoon. I'm TJ Fossmeyer, alongside me, Jonas Tomkin, for Game 2 of this 3-game series as Michigan takes on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. How you doing, Jonas?
I'm doing pretty good, and it's definitely a brisk day. It was very sunny yesterday in Ann Arbor. I'm sure you got to enjoy it calling that game yesterday, but we've got the window wide open here in the media box, so we're definitely feeling the wind, but I'm excited for Game 2 of this series. It was a close one yesterday. It seemed like Rutgers almost had a 7th-inning rally at the end of the game, and it came down to the wire, but Michigan ended up getting the win, which was great to see for these Wolverines fans in Ann Arbor, and we'll see how this one plays out.
We'll see indeed. Aaron Hain will start in the circle, close it out yesterday for the Wolverines after Durkowski went 7 2/3. We're underway. Hain will deliver to Julian Anderson. We'll get underway at 2:02 on the dot. First pitch is called strike. Anderson down 0-1, hitting .383 on the season, has been a spark for this Scarlet Knight team that desperately needs a win. Hain will deliver. That's upstairs to run the count 1-1.
Yeah, Rutgers has never beat Michigan in their program history.
I didn't know that
in
even
softball,
yesterday,
which is pretty crazy.
Hain will deliver the 1-1. That finds the zone to make it a 1-2. Michigan defensively, all the same as yesterday, from left to right in the outfield. Sealer, Conway, Stevenson around the horn. Ramey at first, Langford at second, McVeigh at short, not hitting today. Erickson at the hot corner. Hain delivers to Valmont behind the dish. That misses outside, 2-2 count.
Yeah, Michigan 24-0 against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't know that even from yesterday's broadcast. The 2-2 is fouled back, and we'll do it again at a 2-2 count next time.
Rutgers uniforms, the white base and red lettering, looks pretty good. I do like the white and red. Michigan in their navy blue.
The 2-2 in the dirt to run the count full, 3-2. I thought Rutgers uniforms yesterday were better. They had red with white pinstripes. I thought that's pretty sick. I think those were a lot better.
Can't go wrong with the red and white colorway.
No, certainly not. The full count pitch is rifled straight back where it came from. Finds some grass into center field for a base hit. There's a leadoff runner on for Rutgers.
Yeah, not a huge swing there from Anderson, but just trying to make contact with the ball and rifled that. Nice line drive straight into center field, and first player on first base here for Rutgers with a leadoff hit to start this ball game.
Riley Wan will step in with a leadoff runner. Pitch it yesterday shows bunt. That'll be fouled back. Count now 0-1. Anderson on first has 6 stolen bases on the season. See if she goes. Start here aggressive for the Scarlet Knights. Hain will deliver to make it an 0-2 count.
Wong did not seem like she really wanted to swing at that pitch and was taken all the way.
Hain is set and delivers the 0-2, and that's fouled back, and we'll do it again in the 0-2 count next time around. And Hain has really picked it up, really struggled to start the season in Tampa, but now has really picked it up with a 2.35 ERA, third in the Big Ten with 14 wins, and that's 10th nationally, and 1 win away from matching her last season total at 15. The 0-2 misses just outside to make it 1-2.
Yeah, Hain had the 4-pitch strikeout to end the game yesterday. Really clutch, bases loaded in the 7th inning for Rutgers, but she came in and struck the batter out.
The 1-2 finds the zone, and Aaron Hain punches out Wong. That's 1 down for Rutgers with a runner still on first.
Yeah, first out of the game here for the Wolverines. Good job from Hain. And Wong just was not too aggressive at that at-bat. Her one foul tip, she just kind of had a checked swing, and she wasn't really looking to swing there on that pitch. And first strikeout for Hain on the day.
Bailey Briggs will step in, hitting 2 clicks under 300. That is flied out into center field. Shading under that will be Conway for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, ball gone inside of Bailey Briggs there, and off the inside of the bat. Couldn't get much power behind it, and straight to the center fielder. and Janisa Conway. She's had a great season so far, especially the last 8 games. 6 home runs in the last 8 games for Conway, really on a hot streak.
It's a monster season from Janisa Conway, who stepped into that starting role immediately last season. Anderson will go. Valmont will fire. The tag is in time for the 3rd out of the inning. Lily Valmont will end the side for Aaron Hain and the Wolverines. Will strand a runner in Rutgers, and we'll head to the bottom half of the 1st with all goose eggs on the scoreboard, 0-0.
Yeah, Valmont absolutely rifled that to second base. Got it there on the bounce, and tag was in time. Beat the runner, Jillian Anderson, fairly easily, and that'll end the inning there for Hain as she faces the minimum there in the 1st inning.
Exactly what's asked of her, and Lily Valmont's a really good defensive catcher. She's always really hyper-vigilant behind the dish, and it paid off there as Michigan will now get their first cuts at Lorelei Depew, the senior. Has a 6.7 ERA, 0-2 on the season, her 2nd start on the season. 18 strikeouts, 15 walks on the season. So your lineup for Michigan will start out with Indiana Langford, Janisa Conway, Lauren Putz, your first guaranteed 3, followed by Ella Stevenson, Lily Valmont, Ellie Sealer, Maddie Erickson, Maddie Ramey, and Aaron Hain also pitching, and Ella McVeigh not in the lineup but will field at short.
Yeah, and if you're Lorelei, you really do not want to face these first 3 Michigan batters, all batting over 370, Putz batting over 400 at 414. So really a dangerous first 3 batters here for the Wolverines.
It certainly is, and that's come through Indiana Langford, who has launched herself off of kind of a sophomore slump from last season. The speedy slap hitter, corner infielders for Rutgers now shading in. First pitch to Langford. She will lay down the bunt. She will gallop over to first, and she is safe. And there's the speed. That was a perfect bunt and made that look tremendously easy. A leadoff runner on for Michigan.
Yeah, Langford did not care that the Rutgers corner infielders were shaded in, and they were pretty close to home plate. Like, they were far in. But that bunt, after it hit her bat, it just, like, died right on the field. That was a perfect bunt. Maybe went 2 feet past home plate and right on the foul line, and able to beat the throw to first base using her wheels.
Janisa Conway will step in with the speedster, Indiana Langford at first. Depew settles in onto the rubber, will deal. And that'll be chopped foul down the first base line to run the count 0-1. The sophomore center fielder, 372 average, 13 home runs, 32 RBIs. Just a phenomenal season from Conway. As Depew will settle in and deals the 0-1, lobs one in there. That finds his own. Conway's down 0-2. Conway yesterday went 0 for 2 with a walk. The 0-2 is belted into right field. No doubt about that one, and that is gone. A 2-run shot into right center field gives Michigan an immediate lead, 2-0 your score. And how about it for Janisa Conway? 7 home runs in the last 9. Wow.
I mean, TJ, you couldn't have timed it better. I mean, you were talking about how she went 0 for 2 yesterday, and, you know, maybe that might have been a sign she's starting to slow down, but it does not seem like it. That ball was absolutely rifled, and I thought it was going to go over the stands there in right center field, but just a straight line drive to the lamppost, and early lead here for the Wolverines.
So Lauren Putz will step in the 3-hole hitter, the freshman designated player. The first pitch off the hands of Depew's in the dirt to make it 1-0. That's Conway's 14th home run on the season, make it 34 RBIs as well. Just awesome sophomore season from Janisa Conway. As Depew will check the wristband and deals to Putz. The 1-0 finds his own to even it up 1-1.
Didn't seem like the Wolverine fans were too surprised to see that Conway home run.
Well, with her streak that she's been having, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise. Just
definitely not.
What a phenomenal sophomore season for Janisa Conway. Already has a 135-point jump in average from last season. The 1-1's upstairs to make it 2-1. She was last week's Big Ten Player of the Week, 7 for 8 with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs last week. That's crazy. I mean, that's insane stuff. Depew will take her time, settles in, and will deal the 2-1. Finds the zone to make it 2-2.
Depew looking to get her first out of the game here. Just needs to get settled in, and it's a tough way to start this game, or if you're Lorelei.
No, certainly, and this is a tough, as you said before this inning, this is a tough lineup that Michigan's throwing out for Depew. That pitch misses to run the count full 3-2. The freshman Lauren puts another phenomenal freshman campaign. 414 average, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs herself. As Depew will check the wristband and deals the full count pitch. And that is fouled back, and will do it again.
Yeah, Putz was just a little bit ahead of that one, was very eager to swing, but you love to see that on a full count. Doesn't really want to take the walk and, you know, able to get contact on the ball, give her another chance. Depew will settle back in onto the rubber. Will get the sign, checks the wristband. Rocks back and deals the 3-2, and that is popped up into shallow right field, or excuse me, left field. Under that one will be Burtis, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Yeah, first out there for Depew. It's got to be happy about that. Not too great contact from Lauren Putz, who's a tough hitter to get out. As we said, highest average on the team, leads the Wolverines in hits and doubles as well. And Conway actually just tied her RBI count with that 2-run homer, both with 34 RBIs on the season. Ella Stevenson will step in, 353 hitter, hitting cleanup today. 1 for 3 yesterday. First pitch in the dirt to make the count 1-0. And I say Stevenson's hitting 353 because at this point last season she was hitting 218. So just a remarkable sophomore step up that continues from a late season push last season. Next pitch nearly in the dirt to run the count 2-0. 1 down, nobody on for Michigan. Cleanup hitter Ella Stevenson on. Lily Valamont on deck for the Wolverines. Depew will check the wristband. Will rock back and deal the 2-0. Stevenson goes swinging. That's popped up into foul territory down the third base line. Hawkstra will shade over from short, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Yeah, two batters popping up straight for the Wolverines, and good to see for Depew as she starts to get settled into this first inning, getting 2 outs on the board after that monster home run from Conway that is really impactful in this first inning. Certainly is. Lily Valmont will step in. She goes first pitch swinging. That's popped up right in our direction. That'll be out of play. Foul, count 0-1. And you can't keep your souvenirs here at the Hutch, unfortunately, like you can at Ray Fisher. Yeah, one of the attendants coming over, one of the Michigan event team guys coming over quickly to get that ball. He is not. I've never been a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that. The 0-1. Valmont will swing at that one, and that'll be fouled towards our direction again. Count now 0-2. Yeah, Valmont had that great throw to end the top of the first and to throw out Jillian Anderson at second base. Got it on the bounce to shortstop Ella McVeigh. The 0-2 on the way, and that is grounded straight back to Depew, who will toss it over to first, and Matthews, and that will retire the side. But Janisa Conway tacks on 2 runs as Michigan will take an early lead as we move into the second. 2-0 your score. Yeah, good job there from Depew. Blocking that ball, getting it to the ground, and able to get the underhand toss over to the first baseman, L.A. Matthews. and end that first inning. But Haynes back on the mound for the Wolverines. Had a good first inning, faced the minimum, like we said, got helped out by Lily Valamont, who threw out Jillian Anderson, as we just said, at second base. And we'll see how she handles the rest of this Rutgers lineup.
We will see indeed, and like I said earlier, Lauren Hayne is really coming to her own as the season has developed. Again, started, really struggled, pitched against Florida, and that Florida offense, if you know the current collegiate landscape for softball, Florida is, I believe, top 3 in the country still, and they were all over Erin Hayne in Tampa, but it's really coming to her own, has really stepped up as the second option behind Durkowski, the second game starter for this Wolverine team, so she will get another cut at the heart of this Rutgers order. 4, 5, 6 due up. Ellie Matthews will begin things as she steps in.
Yeah, and as a freshman, Hayne went 15-5 with a 3.3 ERA, so a pretty good freshman season. And as you said, TJ, a bit of a slow start to the season, but it seems like she's really settled in and, you know, closed out the game for the Wolverines yesterday here in Ann Arbor in a big spot.
Yeah.
And now's the opportunity to get them another win.
First pitch at the top of the second finds a zone for a strike. Ellie Matthews in the 4-hole today, hit second yesterday, went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Yo 1 is shot over to Ramey at first, who will make the play herself. That's 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, ball hit fairly hard there from Matthews, but not a problem there for Ramey at first base, as she handled it pretty well and stepped on first with ease.
Bailey Burtis steps in. First pitch just misses downstairs to run the count 1-0. Burtis 0 for 3 yesterday with a run scored. The lone run that scored yesterday. And that is shot into left field. Sealer will track back for the second out of the inning. Good contact from Bailey Burtis. Can't find some free real estate, and that'll be 2 down for Erin Hayne in Michigan.
Yeah, both Matthews and Burtis able to get the barrel of the bat onto the ball here for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, but unfortunately both of those hits, first one went straight to the first baseman Ramey, and then Sealer did a nice job of tracking back and catching that comfortably in left field. And two quick outs for Hayne to start this top of the second. And we'll see how she handles Georgia Engel, the designated player for the Scarlet Knights.
We'll see indeed. 1 for 3 yesterday. Junior DP today. 189 average on the season. As Engel will step back in after a brief meeting with Coach Kristen Butler at third. And we'll get underway. The 0-0. Pitch downstairs to make it 1-0. Hayne will settle back in onto the rubber and deals the 1-0, and that is fouled back to even it up 1-1.
Yeah, Engel just on top of that pitch from Hayne and unable to get good contact with it as it kind of just dribbled back to the backstop.
Engel will settle back in after taking some practice cuts. The 1-1 is weakly dribbled to McVeigh at short, who will make the play over to first, and that will retire the side. We will keep things at 2-0. The heart of the order due up for Michigan, and Erin Hayne making quick work of this Rutgers lineup.
Yeah, and after Jillian Anderson led off the game with a well-struck line drive single into center field, it's been 6 straight outs. Obviously, Valamont throwing out, Anderson trying to take second base with 2 outs in the top of that first, but a fairly easy 1-2-3 inning there for Erin Hayne. Couple well-struck balls from Rutgers, but nonetheless 3 outs, and Hayne taking out the Scarlet Knights 1-2-3 in the top of that second.
I mean, this Michigan defense has been sound all season long. Valamont is always vigilant behind the plate. She does have a remarkable ability to throw out, as evident in the first. McVeigh is really good at short. This entire team really good defensively, and that makes anyone's life in the circle all much easier, and Aaron Hain has certainly made it look easy so far. 6, 7, 8 due up for Michigan. Ellie Sealer will lead things off.
Yeah, and as you said before, the Michigan defense is just so strong, and that ball from Engel was kind of dribbled to McVeigh at short, but McVeigh charged that ball and had no problems, got a strong arm, and was able to beat the runner in Georgia Engel fairly easily at first, close out that top of the second.
So we'll begin things here in the bottom of the second. Ellie Sealer will lead off. The senior left fielder went 2 for 3 with a home run and a double yesterday. Looks to continue a great series from yesterday. First pitch downstairs, 0-1, or excuse me, 1-0. Infield playing in, especially the hot corner, as Sealer will foul that one off about 5 feet in front of the plate down the third base line to even it up 1-1. Sealer gets a nice afternoon jog. Will jog back from first after hustling down the line.
You get a little bit warm on this brisk Sunday afternoon here in Ann Arbor, and Osborne came in charging from third base, even though that ball was foul. She was ready to throw out.
Yeah, she's been pretty
first.
gutless from the hot corner all weekend, just charging in. The 1-1 in the dirt. That's scooped up by Kelly behind the dish.
Yeah, nice pick there from Galen Kelly. Backhanded pick as that ball bounced way in front of the plate.
L.A. Matthews from first will move in slightly. Depew settles in the circle, rocks back and deals the 2-1. Misses just outside to make it 2-2, or 3-2, I should say. Three-one count. Sealer settles back in. Depew deals. Next pitch, ball 4. Sealer will take the free pass to first. Another leadoff base runner on for Michigan as Maddie Erickson will step in with the leadoff runner on.
You don't want to give any free bases, to these Wolverines. So strong offensively, 1 through 9 in the lineup. Really got threats all throughout the lineup, not just in the meat of the order.
The junior third baseman will step in, hitting .276 on the season. Looks at the first pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Erickson 0 for 2 yesterday with 2 punch outs. Good take from Erickson.
Bonnie Thole giving Erickson a couple signs there from third base.
Depew rocks back and deals the 0-1, and that is shot to third at Osborne, who will make the play at second, flip it over to first, and that's a double play. Excellent defense from this Rutgers squad to force 2 down, and Maddie Ramey will settle in with the bases now empty.
Yeah, Depew's got to be happy about her defense helping her out there. Osborne was inched pretty close to home plate, about 3 feet in front of third base, but handled that well-struck ball pretty easily, able to turn 2.
Maddie Ramey digs in, 1 for 3 yesterday, drove in a run as well. Depew will begin that pitch upstairs and outside to make it 1-0. Ramey playing first today. Her development over the past year has been phenomenal. She was a speed threat. That's the reason she came to Michigan, and now is a huge power threat. 5 home runs on the season. That next pitch in the dirt to make it 2-0. I believe it was this time last year Maddie Ramey hit a pinch hit walk-off home run, her first home run in the maize and blue.
Wow.
That was crazy. I was on the call for that. That was wild.
I'm sure.
The 2-0 on the way, and that is swung out, weakly dribbled. Hoekstra making the play at short, cannot get the throw in time as that gets past Matthews. Ramey will stay at first. And that was going to be a tough play from Hoekstra regardless. Kind of a weak pop-up just in front of Hoekstra. Was able to get the glove, couldn't get the throw in time, however.
Yeah, Hoekstra was playing right on the edge of the dirt and fairly close to second base, kind of in the middle of the infield, and that ball was hit very weakly. She had to play it off the bounce.
Yep.
And really had no chance of throwing out Ramey at first.
Aaron Hain will step in, pitching today, also hitting as well. The 9-hole hitter, 1 for 5 on the season with a home run. and she will belt that into center field. Anderson will shade under that one, and that will retire the side. And Lorelei Depew will keep things status quo 2-0 as we move now into the third.
Yeah, Depew doing a good job of keeping these Michigan batters at bay in that bottom of the second inning. After Conway's home run in the first, she really needed to settle in. She did a great job there, as there was a well-struck ball from Erickson that got turned into a double play, but other than that, not much great contact from the Wolverines, and Depew and Rutgers are going to be happy with that bottom of the second, keeping the Wolverines off the board.
Certainly, this Rutgers pitching staff has shown their resilience in this entire series. Ella Harrison yesterday pitched really well, I thought. Gave up 3 runs, but looked pretty good at limiting what Michigan could do offensively. And so far, Depew, despite Conway rattling her with a home run in the first.
Towering home run.
Yeah, towering. Yeah, that was – Conway got every stitch of that one in the right center field for sure. But Depew has settled in, it looks like.
Yeah, and Ella Harrison has really, done most of the work for this Rutgers pitching staff. I mean, her record is 11-13, and Desaria Johnson, Georgia Engel. Desaria Johnson has 1 win, 0 losses. Depew just 0 wins, 2 losses. So they really haven't had the innings pitched that Harrison has. Harrison with 141 in the third innings pitched, and Depew is second with 25 innings pitched. So really big drop-off.
After the great music selection of Call Me Maybe, first pitch by Hayne misses for 1-0. Addie Osborne will step in. Flipped a double play in the last inning. Hitting 181. She will dribble that weakly to McVeigh at short, who will fire it over to first in time for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, McVeigh's got a smile on her face after she made a nice play there at short, having to get rid of that quickly and kind of side-armed it to first base, but still enough power on that throw to get Osborne out at first.
And McVeigh has been a sound fielder at shortstop in her 4 years in the maize and blue. It makes that look routine as Galen Kelly will step in. The 8-hole hitter. First pitch finds his own for a strike. Kelly 0 for 1 yesterday. As Hayne will check the wristband, settles into the circle and deals the 0-1. That pitch finds his own. Hayne up 0-2. The 0-2 on the way. That's swung on. Kelly got a piece of that one off the helmet of Valamont. She'll shake that one off as McVeigh will run over and check on her teammate.
Yeah, home plate umpire Brady Sanderson brushing off the plate, giving Valamont some time to cool off as Bonnie Thole and looks like one of the trainers for Michigan is coming out just to check on their catcher, who they want to stay in this game, and looks like she's all good and gets a round of applause here from the crowd.
So Kelly got a piece of that one. We'll keep things at 0-2. 1 down, nobody on for Rutgers in the top of the third. As Hayne will settle back in, checks the wristband, puts the right foot on the rubber, deals. That pitch way outside to make it 1-2.
Rutgers bench trying to get a chant going.
The 1-2 is popped foul out of play down the third base line, and we'll do it again, 1-2.
Not too many Rutgers fans in the stands today. You mostly see in maize and blue.
It's a tough trip to make.
It is a tough trip from Piscataway.
New Brunswick, Piscataway. I talked about this with John Tondori yesterday. That pitch misses to make it 2-2. From what he said, campus is in New Brunswick, but the athletic part of campus is in Piscataway.
Okay, got it.
So what?
I was worried I got it wrong there.
No, so you're kind of. This Rutgers Athletics in Piscataway. You're right. That pitch fouled back, and we'll do it again, 2-2.
Yeah, I think I called a Rutgers basketball game earlier this season. I was looking up where the stadium was.
Yeah.
And the stadium is in Piscataway, but
right.
then you're right. I think I do remember seeing something else.
The 2-2 in the dirt to run the count full, 3-2. Kelly works herself. She was once down 0-2, now works herself into a full count as she settles quickly back in. Erin Hain settles back in after playing with the rosin bag. Will foul that straight into the Rutgers dugout. Look out.
Yeah, L.A. Matthews almost caught that with her bare hands.
That would have been pretty cool.
Luckily, that ball didn't come off too hot off of Kelly's bat, but right towards her own bench.
Hain will settle back in. The full count pitch on the way. That's fouled in front of the Rutgers dugout. Misses everyone, though. And we'll do it again at a full count.
Yeah, Kelly doing a good job of fighting off pitches that she really doesn't like too much. And now the home plate umpire came to check the ball for a sec, make sure it's still all good. As Ramey and McVeigh also checked on their pitcher Hain, make sure, give her the confidence she needs.
Kelly showing some really good fight here. Again, the full count pitch on the way, and that is shot back to Langford, who fired over to first for the second out of the inning. A weak ground out for Kelly. Now the 9-hole hitter will step in. Lorelei Depew, also pitching in this one, will step in. Pitcher-pitcher duel.
Yeah, these Wolverines are really having fun out here. Every time there's a ground ball or ground out, you just see a smile on the faces. Langford and McVeigh really having a blast around second.
The 0-0 just misses outside. Count 1-0. And this Michigan team has a really good culture, and it is really Ella McVeigh, team captain. You're right, always does have a smile on her face. That pitch finds a zone to even it up 1-1.
Depew's first at bat of the season.
I didn't notice
has
that.
not hit yet so far on the season.
Wow. First cuts of the season, 1-1. Make the count 1-2. That's an interesting move.
It is.
And you don't see pitcher-pitcher duels anymore now that in Major League Baseball, the National League now has a DH. The 1-2 misses just inside to run the count even 2-2. I do miss the pitcher-pitcher duels.
I do as well.
I miss it. Those were funny.
And when there was a pitcher that could hit, it
like
was
Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, it was
really
always
good.
a game changer. You know,
Michael Lorenzen for the Reds, he was fun.
Jacob deGrom.
Yes. 2-2 was fouled down the third base line pretty strongly.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Good contact there from Depew. Gets a tough pitcher in Erin Hain, and you love to see it. She's getting some words there from third base coach Kristen Butler and head coach.
She'll settle back into the back of the box. She'll foul that one in front of the Rutgers dugout. Good fight, and we'll keep things again at a 2-2 count.
Not given anything to Erin Hain on this at-bat. Looks like Depew's got a good eye, too. She took a tough pitch inside 2 pitches ago and doing a good job in her first at-bat of the season, I would say.
2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hain delivers, just misses downstairs. And as you said, Jonas, great eye from Depew to make it a full count. As Hain will go back to the rosin bag as she always does. She'll settle back into the rubber and deals the full count pitch. Big swing and a miss from Lorelei Depew, and Hain will punch out the side. 3 up, 3 down again for Erin Hain to keep things at 2-0, and Erin Hain looks dialed in the circle.
Yeah, and since that hit from Jillian Anderson to start off top of the first, start off this game, Hain has really been locked in from the circle and hasn't really given anything to these Rutgers Scarlet Knights. A couple well-struck balls, one to left field. But other than that, really not much offensively for these Scarlet Knights. And looks like Depew is...
Yeah, it's going to be Kelsey Hoekstra. We'll see the Hoekstra sisters now in for Rutgers. Pretty cool moment. So Depew's day is done in the circle. through 2 full, surrendered 2 earned, no strikeouts, surrendered 1 walk. As the lineup card flips over now for Michigan, 1, 2, 3, due up. Langford looks to start off this bottom of the third like she started the bottom of the first. Reached on in the leadoff spot, and that's what India Langford has done really well this season, has reached base at a 477 clip when leading off an inning. So nearly half the time when she leads off an inning, she'll reach, and that's a crazy number. As the Indiana Jones theme song will commence. Clever walk-up song for Indiana Langford. First pitch in the dirt to make it 1-0.
It's very fitting.
She's got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Corner infielders in yet again against the speedy slap hitter in Langford. Hoekstra will deal. That pitch finds his own, even it up 1-1. Hoekstra will check the wristband. Rocks back, deals the 1-1 upstairs to make it 2-1. Kelsey Hoekstra on the season, 6.93 ERA, 5-10 record, 28 strikeouts, 32 walks. Followed her older sister to Piscataway, New Brunswick, whatever you want to call it. Next pitch in the dirt to make it 2-1. The 3-1 on the way is fouled back, and we'll do it next time at a full count, 3-2.
Yeah, just 14 strikeouts on the season for Langford and 117 at-bats, so she really will not go down swinging, always getting contact on the ball. Love to see that from a leadoff hitter.
Full count pitch. Misses upstairs. And yet again, Indiana Langford will reach base to lead off an inning. And Janisa Conway will step in with a runner on, nobody down for Michigan. Again, towering shot to right center field in the first inning. Looks to repeat some of that magic. So she'll settle in. We'll face Hoekstra for the first time. There's a 0-0 on the way. Misses inside to run the count 1-0.
Yeah, Hoekstra has given up 19 home runs on the season, and after that first inning bomb from Conway, she's definitely going to be careful during this at-bat.
The 1-0 is chopped to Ellie Matthews, who will make the play herself, 3 unassisted, but Indiana Langford will advance into scoring position. She'll stand in at second.
Yeah, with Langford's speed going from first to second, Matthews really had no chance of getting the force out there at second. Had to take the safe option, and if you're Hoekstra, you got to be happy with getting Conway out. One of Michigan's most dangerous hitters, as we've said so much already.
Certainly indeed. Lauren Putz will step in. First pitch in the dirt for a ball 1-0. 1 down, 1 on for Michigan in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Langford taking a big lead too, or not a big lead, going far to third after that pitch, trying to get these Rutgers defenders nervous.
The 1-0 finds the zone to even it up 1-1. And with Langford's speed, anything in the outfield has a good chance of scoring her from second.
Definitely.
Puts 0 for 1, flew out to left in the first. She'll pop that above the Rutgers dugout out of play to run the count 1-2. Infield, outfield playing deep for Rutgers. Hoekstra will deal. That's a swing and a miss from Putz. Hoekstra will sit down. Lauren Putz on strikes, and that's 2 down now for Michigan.
Yeah, Putz way out in front on that pitch. Swung very early and got caught off balance a little bit. unfortunate for Michigan's most efficient hitter.
Nonetheless, Ella Stevenson will step in 0 for 1. Lanford still on second. First pitch nearly in the dirt to make it 1-0. Pretty good crowd here at Carroll Hutchins Stadium.
Definitely.
On a Sunday afternoon. Hoekstra will check the wristband and deals. And that is skied into shallow left field. Making the play is Burtis. And that will retire the side. We'll keep things at 2-0 as we move now into the fourth. A pretty quick affair here in Ann Arbor. So good stuff from Hoekstra. Faces 1, 2, 3, 4. And keeps things at 2-0.
Yeah, gave up the walk to Langford after very disciplined at bat from Indy, but able to get Michigan's best hitters, some would say, out fairly easily, and not great contact from any of them. So if you're Hoekstra, you got to be happy with that first inning performance, and we'll probably see her pitch another one after this.
Aaron Hain will trot back out through 3 full innings of work. Only surrendered 1 hit, no earned, 2 strikeouts. Has looked dialed in so far. And looks to continue that as well. 1, 2, 3 due up for Rutgers to start the 4th inning. As Michigan's defense will take their cuts as they trot back out onto the field. We'll see if Maddie Erickson warms up the arm. She's got supreme arm talent. She's got incredible zip on it. I have to say it on every softball broadcast I've done. She could have played quarterback for football last season with that arm talent. It's incredible.
Yeah, and you definitely need it at third base, throwing it across the diamond. But this Michigan infield and defense as a whole is just so strong, and gives a lot of confidence to their pitcher when they're in the circle.
Julia Anderson will lead off things. She'll show bunt. That is foul. We're on the count 0-1. She's 1 for 1 on the day. The Scarlet Knights only hit singled into center, hitting .389 on the season. It's pretty much been the only offensive spotlight on this team all season long for Rutgers. Next pitch upstairs and outside to run the count even 1-1. Valamont nodding her head in approval, seemed to like the pitch.
Yeah, and since that hit and Anderson getting thrown out, Haynes faced the minimum.
The 1-1 finds the zone for a strike to run the count 1-2. Erin Hayne goes back to her friend, the rosin bag. Will settle in onto the rubber. Rocks back and deals. The 1-2 misses just outside to run the count even 2-2.
Yeah, good eye there from Anderson. Bit of a check swing there, but saw it was out of the zone and laid off.
Hayne will deliver the 2-2 upstairs to run the count full 3-2.
Yeah, and Anderson on base percentage over 500, so does a really good job of getting on base for Rutgers, and 24 walks on the season. Has a good eye.
Full count pitch. Anderson is punched out looking, and that just paints the outside part of the plate for a strike. That's Erin Haynes' third punch out, and that's a big first out of the inning, sitting down Anderson on strikes.
Yeah, Haynes still facing the minimum and getting Anderson out. Only one who got a hit. Here's Wong, the only other player on Rutgers hitting over 300 on the season.
Wong struck out looking in her first at bat. First pitch misses just inside for a ball, 1-0. Erin Hayne deals, and that's fouled back to even it up 1-1.
Yeah, Wong way out in front on that pitch, but got good contact into it, went straight into the net above the Rutgers dugout along the third base line, and scared a couple of fans in the stands.
I heard that. That was rifled off the bat of Wong. The 1-1 misses just downstairs, the fastball to run the count 2-1.
Only 31 at-bats for Wong on the season, so Not too much play time yet, but when she has been out there, she's been hitting fairly well.
The 2-1 misses downstairs yet again to run the count 3-1. On pinch hit yesterday, went 1 for 1. It's part of the 7th inning rally, and that is shot into left field down the line, and that's over the wall and gone.
Yeah, first home run of the season for Wong, and that was a rifle and just stayed inside of the foul pole along the left field line, but went over the second fence. There's kind of the initial fence on the field, and then there's another fence in front of the scoreboard here at Carol Hutchins Stadium, and that was long gone there from Riley Wong, and her first home run of the season.
Yeah, I thought initially it didn't have enough. I thought Sealer maybe wouldn't get to that. I thought that'd be at least extra bases. I didn't think that'd get over the wall, but nonetheless, Rutgers now makes this a 1-run ball game. First pitch by Hain misses for a ball, 1-0. 1-2 now your score in the top of the 4th. As Hain will check the wristband, looks to rebound to Bailey Briggs. Big hack from Briggs. Even it up 1-1.
Yeah, Ramey came in charging there towards Valamont at catcher, and looks like Ramey was kind of just messing with her catcher, and always in good spirits, these Wolverines.
The 1-1 with one down is rifled sharply foul down the third base line. So next time we'll do it at a 1-2.
Yeah, that one just got inside the hands of Bailey Briggs and not able to keep that fair, but Erickson guarding that third base line fairly closely, so not sure if that would have ended up well.
The 1-2 misses just downstairs. Count now 2-2.
Yeah, and that back to that Wong home run, I didn't think it had it either, but that ball just kept on carrying. I kept on carrying.
The 2-2 misses to run the count full, 3-2. I thought that looked good from up here.
Same.
No dice from home plate umpire Brady Sanderson. We'll do it again at a full count. Nobody on, one down for Rutgers. Briggs goes hacking on a full count foul over the stands. We'll do it again next time at a full count, 3-2.
Smooth sailing for those first 3 innings for Hain, and we'll see how this home run affects her.
The 3-2 is shot foul down the third base line, and we'll do it yet again, 3-2.
Yeah, got in on the hands of Briggs again, as she was able to get good contact on the ball, but again, not able to keep it fair, as that ball was pretty far inside, but good swing there from Bailey Briggs.
Hain will check the wristband, settle back into the rubber, and deals. The 3-2 misses downstairs, ball 4. Briggs will take the free pass. So with one out, Briggs will step in as a base runner for Rutgers. Pitching coach Jen Brundage in the infield will take a brief meeting with Erin Hain in the circle to settle her down after the home run surrendered by Juan and the subsequent base runner off the walk from Briggs.
Yeah, great at bat there from Bailey Briggs. 8 pitch at bat and was able to get the walk in the end. Fouled off a couple tough pitches that came inside on her, but nonetheless a great at bat there from Briggs as she was able to force the walk. And we'll see how Hain, obviously pitchers meeting right now in the circle, they know she might be a little phased from that home run from Wong, as hit pretty well and went pretty far deep into that left field corner. But Erin Hain's got a lot of experience and has pitched a lot of innings this season, so we'll see if she's able to bounce back, and getting some high fives from her infield. Alec McVeigh with a smile on her face as always, and trying to instill some confidence in their pitcher.
And that's what a good team captain should do, and Ella McVeigh settle down her sophomore pitcher. She will face the cleanup hitter, L.A. Matthews, 0 for 1. That pitch misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Matthews hitting 8 ticks under 300, 292 on the season. 0 for 1, grounded into a 3 unassisted in the second. Hain will check the wristband, rocks back and deals. The 1-0, that pitch misses upstairs yet again to make it 2-0.
Yeah, Valamont's always ready to throw behind the runner or, always ready to throw him out. Always quick off the ground after every pitch when a runner's on base.
The 2-0. Big swing and a miss at the upstairs fastball. Matthews not pleased with the take on that one. She'll take some paces down the first base line to settle back in. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, she was shaking her head, and she knew she should not have swung at that.
The 2-1 misses just outside to make it 3-1. Hain goes back to the rosin bag as she always does. Gets the sign from Coach Brundage, checks the wristband, settles in to the rubber with her right foot, rocks back and deals. The 3-1 is fouled back to run the count full, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a good pitch to hit for the cleanup hitter, L.A. Matthews, and not able to get great contact on that ball as it was popped back out of play behind home plate.
Hain is set. The full count, 3-2, is popped straight up. Valamont will shade under that one. Erickson will call her off and make the play herself for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Erickson came in charging there from third base and called off her catcher, Lily Valamont. It's always difficult taking the mask off and trying to locate that ball. And ball was just hit about 5 feet to the left of home plate, but Erickson came in charging and was able to catch that pop-up with ease.
Bailey Burtis, the freshman left fielder, will step in 0 for 1. First pitch misses outside. Hain will check the wristband, settles in. The 1-0 misses downstairs, make the count 2-0. Burtis flew out to left in the second, 0 for 1 today. Briggs still on first, 2 down for Rutgers. Already tacked on 1 run here in the top of the fourth. Hain will deal, and that is chopped down the line. Erickson will make the play, fired over to first, makes it look easy, and that will retire the side. But Rutgers tacks on 1 run to make this a 2-1 ball game. Michigan still with the lead.
Yeah, Erickson was very nonchalant with that ground ball. Went right over the third base bag. She fielded it behind the bag and took her time to throw it over to first. But like you said, TJ, she's got an amazing arm and beat out the runner fairly easily. And it got Hain out of that inning as a little bit of a bump in the road for Hain, as it was really smooth sailing for those first 3 innings. But then that home run from Wong really shook her up a little bit as she gave up a walk to Bailey Briggs, but able to get Burtis on the ground out. And if you heard the crowd getting a little animated there, they had a race with the fans around the warning track in the outfield, and one of the fans took a bit of a tumble towards
That's embarrassing.
the end.
He had the lead, too, by a really good margin. That's embarrassing in front of a stadium. Right in front of the right field bleachers, too. I'm sure he heard that one.
Yeah, they all got a good kick out of that.
That's embarrassing. Nah, he's laughing that one off.
Yeah, he's a
though.
good sport.
Yeah,
he's a good sport. He can handle it.
Hoekstra will take the circle yet again for Rutgers. You got to love these in-between innings games.
Definitely.
It takes me off the ballpark food that I see people walking up the stairs in. Takes the mind off the ballpark food. I miss it so much. It's discount day here at the ballpark, so I'm sure hot dogs are dirt cheap.
Might have to get one after
If someone's
this game.
maybe at Carroll Hutchins Stadium and listening to this, I would really appreciate a hot dog. I'll pay you back.
Yeah, bring us a couple dogs here in the media room.
Valmont will step in to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Looking to tack on some insurance runs. Sierra Hoekstra will resume the circle as she checks the wristband after getting the sign from the dugout and deals the 0-0. First pitch finds his own first strike.
Yeah, Rutgers hoping to get some strong production out of Hoekstra after that strong third inning she pitched.
The 0-1 on the way. Misses just outside. Count even 1-1 now.
Good take there from Valamont because that one looked good to me. But
yeah,
obviously we don't have the best angle here along the first base line.
The 1-1 misses downstairs to run the count 2-1. But we do have a good view down the first base line if it's close. So there's a trade-off. As Hoekstra will check the wristband and deals the 2-1. That is popped up down the third base line. Hoekstra at short cannot make the play off the glove. Valamont will hustle for 2. That's extra bases. A little bit of a Masters-like chip shot down the third base line off the glove of Hoekstra at short. That's another leadoff base runner on here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play for the shortstop. Sierra Hoekstra trying to help her sister out in the circle, and that one just came off the glove. It was kind of in no man's land where if you're the shortstop, third baseman, or the left fielder, it's going to be a tough play no matter what. And Bailey Burtis came in charging, but Valamont able to get to second base fairly easily with the stand-up double. And indeed, Michigan again with their leadoff hitter on base.
Yet again, Lexi Delamonica will step in as a pinch runner for Valamont at second. So primary pinch running option, the speedster will step in scoring position with Ellie Sealer now stepping in. Walked in her first plate appearance in the second. Again, home run, or hit a home run yesterday. Nobody down, 1 on in scoring position for Michigan. Infield playing in as Juan now moves to first. After Ellie Matthews was playing there. First pitch to Sealer, lays down the bunt right in front of her. She will be called out as she was charging down the line. As the umpires, I wonder if they'll call her back if that was just foul. Bonnie Thole will discuss it with Brady Sanderson, the first place umpire. And Sealer will retreat back. Delamonica was standing in at third. She will retreat back to second. And we'll do it yet again, this time at a 0-1 count.
Yeah, that ball just died the second it hit the dirt.
Yeah. So the sacrifice not working that time. We'll see if Sealer reverts back to that again as Hoekstra will deal the 0-1. She'll go swinging. Count now 0-2. Grounds that just in front of the Michigan dugout. So Delamonica at second. Sealer at the plate down 0-2. Nobody down in the bottom of the fourth. Hoekstra will check the wristband. Rocks back and deals upstairs and outside to run the count 1-2. Pitch clock winding down. Hoekstra will deal. That is rifled into center field. Charging is Anderson to make the play. Keeps Delamonica at second, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, well struck ball there from Sealer, but Anderson doing a good job, of tracking that ball down all the way, and came in, got a good first step after that line drive was hit, and able to catch that ball while staying on her feet.
Maddie Erickson will step in 0-for-1, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the second. Looks to make some damage with a runner in scoring position. She goes first pitch swinging, popped up down the third base line. Burtis will make the sliding grab in foul territory, and that's 2 quick outs for Sierra Hoekstra in the circle with a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be in the same spot where Valamont got her double, kind of in that no man's land where third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder can't get it, but a nice sliding grab there from Bailey Burtis in foul territory.
Maddie Ramey will dig in. 1-for-1 singled in the second. Hoekstra will deal, shows bunt. That's fouled straight back. Count now 0-1.
That hit in the second got Ramey's average just above 300 now, batting 301. So
the 0-1, big swing and a miss from Maddie Ramey. She's quickly down 0-2.
So now just 2 players in Michigan's batting lineup not batting over 300 with Erickson and Hain, but really so many offensive weapons for these Wolverines.
The 0-2 is swung on, grounded to one. At first, she will make the 3 unassisted play herself. That will retire the side. Michigan will strand a runner in scoring position in Lexi Delamonica after Valamont hits a weak double to left field, and will keep things at 2-1 your score as we move now into the 5th.
Yeah, great job there from Hoekstra, able to work around the leadoff double from Valamont. And, you know, if that sacrifice bunt hadn't gone foul at first from Sealer, might have ended up differently if
certainly
Delamonica had ended up at third base. But nonetheless, a great job there from Hoekstra, getting out of that inning with no runs on the board from the Wolverines after a leadoff double that, you know, you're not going to be too happy about if you're Hoekstra, as it wasn't hit too hard and kind of was just in the perfect place where none of the Rutgers defenders were able to get to it, but able to work around it and keep the Wolverines off the board in that bottom of the 4th.
Certainly, and Hain will trot back into the circle. Looks to keep things at 2-1.
Yeah, and Bonnie Thole, head coach for these Michigan Wolverines, has got 98 wins so far as a head coach, and if she's able to sweep Rutgers in the series and keep the Wolverines undefeated in program history against Rutgers, she would get her 100th win as a head coach. So, you know, not really a big deal. I'm sure she's not really thinking about it too much. She's just taking it one game at a time, but nonetheless would be a great achievement, and would be great to do it in the series.
Longtime assistant coach under Carol Hutchins. First pitch misses outside, or actually does find the zone, 0-1. Hain will settle back in. Right foot on the rubber, deals the 0-1. Next pitch misses just outside, just around the same location to even it up 1-1. Engel, the 1-1, misses outside and upstairs to make it 2-1. Engel will settle back in. The left foot towards the back of the box. The 2-1 is shot into center field. Conway will shade under that one, charging forward to make the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Conway initially took a step back as she wasn't sure how deep that ball was going to go, but got great speed there in center and was able to track that ball down fairly easily. And I remember coaches always used to tell me in Little League, always take your first step back. You never want to take it forward.
The 0-0 just misses to make it 1-0. Addie Osborne steps in 0-1. Big swing and a miss again off the helmet of Valamont.
Second time today.
Yeah.
She's gotten
that helmet's
foul ball.
Magnetic or something. The infield will check in on her again. She'll brush it off. She gives the thumbs up to Coach Stoll and a trainer. As Hain will settle back into the circle, the infield. High fives all around will return to their positions. Count 1-1, one down, nobody on for Rutgers in the top of the 5th. 2-1 your score, Michigan lead. Hain will deal. The 1-1 finds the inside part of the plate to make it 1-2. The 1-2 off the hands of Hain, and that is shot into right field. Stevenson shading under that one. Will make the play. That's now 2 down for Rutgers.
Yeah, 2 quick pop-ups here for the Scarlet Knights to start off this top of the 5th. And Hain looks like she's getting back into the groove of things after that that home run from Wong last inning.
Hain will face Galen Kelly 0 for 1 today. First pitch misses downstairs, only just.
Yeah, Kelly's 0 for 1, but she did have a very good at-bat. Really gave Hain a hard time as she fought off a lot of tough pitches.
The 1-0 weakly popped up to McVeigh. She'll put the glove to that one. 1-2-3 inning for Erin Hain to keep things at 2-1 after surrendering 1 run in the top of the 4th. Good stuff from Erin Hain. Great rebound inning as she will lead off the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, fairly smooth sailing there in the top of the 5th there for Erin Hain, and she'll be happy to see that, as 3 pop-ups was able to get the Scarlet Knights out. It was also, towards their bottom of the lineup, 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Rutgers, but able to manage them and help from her defense and a couple easy pop-ups to get her. And also on Wednesday against Central Michigan, Erin Hain got her first home run, her first collegiate home run, which was great to see, and I'm sure she was happy about that. But today she's putting on the performance from the circle. She's still hitting, and we'll see what she'll be able to do now as she steps up to the plate.
Yep, she hasn't had that many hitting reps this season. Pretty much started the season last year as the starting DP, lost that job to Ava Costalis as Erin Hain's pitching responsibilities picked up, and now gets her cuts at the plate.
Yeah, that home run.
1 for 6.
Yeah, that home run was her only hit of the season.
Yeah.
So, just 6 at-bats, but, has the power, and we'll see if she shows it again today.
We will see. She'll settle back in 0 for 1, flew out to center. Had power, just not enough. In the second, she will go first pitch, hacking over the outstretched glove of Hoekstra short. And another leadoff base runner for Michigan, Erin Hain, now 2 for 7 on the season. Looks to continue her offensive success that she has seen this week.
Yeah, getting a hug there from the first base coach. A couple smiles there from the Michigan Wolverines. And the fans here are loving it as they're stomping their feet out in right field. And great contact there from Erin Hain as that line drive went right over the shortstop in Sierra Hoekstra, trying to help out her sister in the circle, but just outside of her stretched left arm, couldn't get a glove to it. And Hain is going to get her first base hit, not being a home run of the season.
Yeah.
And now 2 for 7 on the season. So in her limited time at the plate, she has done pretty well.
Pretty good offensive week for Erin Hain. She will
Definitely
go back to the dugout. Cece Thornton will step in as a pinch runner. Lanford will dig in, shows bunt, pulls back as that pitch is upstairs. Ball 1. Thornton, a huge speed threat. Set the high school Michigan record for 130 consecutive stolen bases in her high school career. That's crazy.
Wow.
That pitch is outside. Lanford pulls back on the bunt in time to make the count 2-0.
Yeah, and with 4th stolen bases on the season, she has yet to be thrown out trying to steal a base this season.
We'll see if she runs with nobody down. Lanford shows bunt. That's fouled back. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, Lanford just not able to get the barrel on that ball, just a little bit on top of it as it hit her bat and then hit home plate and ended up in Galen Kelly's mitt.
Hoekstra will check the wristband and deals the 2-1. Lanford can't pull back the bunt in time. Count 2-2.
Langford's going to have to swing now after showing bunt. A couple signs there from Bonnie Thole giving them to Thornton.
The 2-2 off the hands of Hawkstra. Langford will pop that foul. Good catch by Bonnie Thole in the third base coaching box.
Got it off the rebound from that netting, protecting the stands above the away dugout here at Carroll Hutchins Stadium.
Count now 2-2. Nobody down. 1 on for Michigan in the bottom of the 5th. Hawkstra rocks back and deals. And that's weakly fouled. Again, another great play from Coach Thole.
Thole getting her reps in. Former Michigan
Charge
sophomore
got the
player.
Yeah, Charge got the hand in there. Former shortstop for this Michigan softball program. Showing her defensive prowess, like muscle memory for her.
Exactly.
The 2-2 on the way. And that's weakly grounded. Langford galloping down the base path. She is safe. She'll reach yet again on another infield single, her second. CeCe Thornton will advance to second in scoring position, and Janisa Conway will step in with 2 on, nobody down in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, and Addie Osborne, charged that ball pretty well and threw a strike over to first base, but Langford's speed is just too tough to beat.
Conway hit a 2 RBI home run in the first. Has the chance to extend a lead with 2 on, nobody down. She'll go first pitch hacking, and that is skied out of play down the third base line.
Yeah, big cut there from Conway, but that ball was a little bit high, so she got under it a bit as kind of got popped up into foul territory on the left side of this field.
Conway will settle back in as Hawkstra checks the wristband and deals the 0-1 upstairs to run the count even 1-1. The 1-1 is skied into deep center field at the track, over the wall, and it's gone. Janisa Conway, her second home run of the afternoon, will scratch across 3 runs. And how about this offensive explosion for Janisa Conway? Now her 3rd game of the season with 2 home runs. Your score now 5-1.
Yeah, that home run in the first inning, was just a straight line drive into the stands in right center field. Conway actually got under that ball a little bit, but she is just so strong that she was able to get the ball to carry right over straightaway center field and give the Wolverines a 4-run lead here.
I didn't think that had enough on it initially. I thought Anderson read that well. It was going to be a couple feet short on the track. It had enough, though. And Conway extends it. Putz goes first pitch swinging, fouled back. 0-1.
Conway responsible for all 5 runs for the Wolverines here in this game, and I'm sure she's doesn't mind helping out her team.
Now for Conway, make that 8 home runs in the last 9 games. That's absurd stuff. The 0-1 misses just inside to run the count even 1-1. And in her sophomore campaign, just phenomenal stuff from Conway. And fall ball of her freshman year secured that starting center field spot and never looked back. The 1-1 misses outside and low to make it 2-1.
Yeah, Conway must have been a little upset that she didn't get a hit yesterday, and was really making up for it today with 2,
She's taking it out today.
Exactly.
Score now 5-1. Still nobody down. As Putz will go hacking on that. That is skied in the shallow center field. Anderson can make the play on that one, and that's 1 down now for Michigan. Ella Stevenson will now step in, has a brief chat with Coach Stoll down the third base line. One down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Michigan tacks on 3 runs, all due to Conway's big bat. Actually, she's, as you said, Jonas, responsible for all 5 runs.
Yep.
Stevenson now steps in 0 for 2, flew out to left in the third. Hoekstra will deliver. First pitch finds the zone.
Unfortunate for Hoekstra, as she was pitching pretty well.
Yeah.
And able to take care of Conway fairly easily in their first at-bat. But obviously, second time around, Conway knew what was coming.
The 0-1 misses to run the count even, 1-1. One's all around. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Hoekstra will check the wristband. Settles in, rocks back and deals. The 1-1 misses upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1. And that is flied out into center field. Anderson will make the play yet again. 2 down for Michigan.
Yeah, 2 straight outs for Hoekstra after that home run from Janisa Conway. But Rutgers was keeping it close and was keeping Michigan at bay after that home run in the first inning. But it's really been all Conway, as we've said.
Lily Valmont will step in, doubled in the 4th. Off the blooper in the shallow left. First pitch just misses outside.
Yeah, and Hoekstra was able to work around that leadoff double from Valmont, but struggled against Conway as she had runners on first and second before she hit that monster home run to straightaway center.
The 1-0 is popped straight up, and that'll just get out of play above the Rutgers dugout to run the count even now, 1-1.
Yeah, that was straight at the few Rutgers fans that have made it out to Ann Arbor on this Sunday. And one dad looks like was on the phone, had to narrowly avoided that pop-up.
1-1 misses downstairs and away to run the count 2-1. 2 down, nobody on. Valmont at the plate. Hoekstra deals the 2-1, weakly chopped down the third baseline, foul. And we'll do it again next time at a 2-2 count. Hoekstra will check the wristband for a while as she gets the sign. Crouches down, rocks back, deals. The 2-2 misses to run the count full.
Good take there from Valmont.
Valmont and a full count, 3-2. Pitch on the way, and that is shot into center field. That'll find some grass for a base hit. Make that 2 hits for Valmont as the throw quickly gets in. Nearly got Valmont, who thought about going for second.
Yeah, Anderson came in charging, and honestly, I didn't even realize she was throwing it to first.
Yeah, that was.
I thought she was just trying to get it into second quickly, but almost caught Valmont off guard there. But the tag was not placed early enough as Valmont was back on the bag.
Great piece of 2-out, full count hitting for Lily Valmont.
Definitely.
Ellie Sealer will now step in. There will now be a brief meeting I believe we'll also see a pitching change that'll come with it as well. It'll be Georgia Engel. DP in this one, hitting 6th in the lineup, will now take some cuts in the circle. So that's Kelsey Hoekstra's day done. So through 2 2/3, surrendered 5 hits, 3 earned runs off the Conway 3-run shot into center field, 1 strikeout, 1 walk.
Yeah, and Engel on the season, just 12 2/3 innings pitched, and has struggled so far this season with an ERA over 11. But last season, with 37 innings pitched, she was able to get a 4.73 ERA, 2-2 on the season, 7 strikeouts and 9 walks. And we'll see if she can get back to this on the tail end of the season for Rutgers, the left-handed pitcher out of Conover, North Carolina.
She will face Sealer to try to close out things in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first in Valamont.
Yeah, and last time she pitched was on March 29th against Oregon, and she was unable to get any runners out and was taken out after giving up 3 hits and 4 runs and a walk. So struggled in her last outing, and we'll see if she can get Rutgers out of this 5th inning, as Hoekstra put in her time in the circle and pitched fairly well, other than that home run to Conway. But Conway, one of the most dangerous hitters in the Big Ten, in the country. You can't. It's tough. It's a tough matchup for any pitcher.
Yeah, and certainly of late for Janisa Conway. And I think this is Rutgers now 3rd pitcher on the game. I think this is an effort to save Ella Harrison for tomorrow.
Yeah.
To close out the series. As Engel will step into the circle, checks the wristband, will face Sealer. Corner infielders playing in, especially Osborne. Engel will deal, lobs that into the zone for a strike.
Yeah, with a 4-run deficit and, an offense that has struggled to produce this season, it's unlikely Rutgers comes back in this game.
0-1, big swing and a miss. Engel pulled the string with the breaking ball, and Sealer quickly down 0-2. 2 down, 1 on for Michigan in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Sealer got caught out in front of that pitch, and
Engel rocks back and deals that pitch downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Engel does not wear a mask when she's pitching in the circle. I think it's the first pitcher we've seen today not wearing a mask.
The 1-2 upstairs. Sealer gets a piece of that one. Engel will make the play herself, fired over to first in time. That will retire the side. Michigan will strand 1. But Janisa Conway, off the hot bat, extends Michigan's lead to 5-1. Her 2nd home run on the day. That barely got out of here into dead center field.
Yeah, as I said before, Conway got under that ball a little bit, but just so much power. She's just so strong and such a great hitter, and enough wind there as it is blowing out towards center field.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the wind
might have helped her a little bit.
Yep, looked like it did help, but it does. I mean, she did muscle that one up there. I did not think that had enough off the bat. Nonetheless, Erin Hain will step back into the circle. She has done a phenomenal job through 5 innings, has surrendered 2 hits, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk. And that was off the wall scraper home run off the bat of Riley Wong in the 4th. So she will begin things in now the top of the 6th. 9-1-2 due up for Rutgers.
Yeah, and Rutgers hitters just 2 for 16 on the day, 125 average, and the base hit to lead off the game, and then Wong had the extra base hit in the top of the 4th, being that solo homer along left field. But other than that, Hain has really been locked in and been doing a great job for these Wolverines, and now she's got a comfortable lead with the four-run deficit that Rutgers is faced with.
So that makes an already easy outing all the more easier. First pitch, big swing and a miss from Kelsey Hoekstra. Her first cuts in the game. That pitch upstairs. Hoekstra went around, pulled back just in time to even it up 1-1. That pitch fouled back over the stadium. We'll do it again next time at a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Hoekstra getting under that pitch from Hain and going outside the stadium past these waving Michigan flags.
The 1-2 misses way outside to even it up 2-2.
And it's a pretty windy day today here in Ann Arbor as these flags are going. It's died down a little bit as I've said that.
Windy and cloudy. The 2-2 misses outside to run the count full 3-2. This is not April weather. That's all I have to say.
No, I do wish the sun was out.
Yeah.
It was beautiful yesterday. The sun was shining. Everyone, you could feel it in Ann Arbor, but today it's a little gloomier.
The full count pitch just misses inside. Aaron Hain not too pleased about the call. A leadoff base runner in Kelsey Hoekstra. As the lineup card will flip over, Julian Anderson will step in, the leadoff hitter. Steps in with a runner on, nobody down for Rutgers. Hain will deal first pitch to Anderson, finds his own first strike.
Yeah, good job there from Hoekstra. Good eye, getting on base. You're the number 9 hitter. If you're Hain, you want to always get that number 9 hitter out, and now she's got to face the top of the lineup.
The 0-1 misses upstairs to run the count even. 1-1 count for number 11 in Aaron Hain. Goes back to the rosin bag, steps back onto the rubber with a right foot, rocks back, deals. The 1-1, Anderson shows bunt. That is fouled straight back.
Yeah, with the corner infielders creeped in for the Wolverines, Anderson didn't want to show bunt too early, but tried to sneak a bunt in there, but not able to get clean contact on it.
The 1-2 upstairs, nearly at the head to run the count 2-2.
Yeah, Anderson had to duck out of the way a little bit there on that pitch, but doesn't look like she's too shaken up.
I think a little bit of PTSD from yesterday. Durkowski got a piece of Anderson's helmet yesterday. The 2-2 misses just outside to run the count full 3-2. Yet again for Aaron Hain in the circle.
Yeah, some discipline at bats here from the Scarlet Knights, and trying to get back into this game and trying to get Hain to work a little harder as she's, other than that home run, smooth sailing.
3-2 is shot into center field. Conway will shade under that one for the first out of the inning. Hoekstra will retreat back to first. Solid contact from Anderson, though, nonetheless.
Yeah, but just not enough on that one. Line drive was pretty much right in Janisa Conway's direction, and a fairly easy catch for Conway. Get the first out there for Hain of the inning as Wong steps back to the plate.
Hit a solo shot in her last at bat. First pitch finds the lower half of the plate for a strike. 0-1. One strike, one down, one on for Rutgers, as Juan will take a brief meeting with Coach Kristen Butler. Indeed, we might get a pinch runner for Kelsey Hoekstra, and we do. And that's for her sister, Sierra Hoekstra.
She got out of the circle, and now she's running for her sister. Sierra obviously has got some more speed than her, it seems. So, but nice switch, and great to see two sisters on the same team.
The younger sister has to give, or the older sister has to give way for the younger sister. Next pitch misses upstairs, 1-1.
Fresh legs.
As Hain will check the wristband, settle back into the rubber with her right foot. The 1-1 misses just outside. Close pitch, good location from Aaron Hain to run the count 2-1.
Yeah, and good eye from Wong. That one looked good to me, but Sanderson not giving that one to Hain.
The 2-1 was rifled sharply down the third base line. Good piece of hitting. A little bit too early to run the count 2-2 now.
Yeah, good contact on the ball. Was able to get the barrel to the ball, but just a little out in front and a little early there for Wong.
The 2-2 misses just downstairs to run the count full. 3-2 yet again for Aaron Hain. 3 straight batters work now into a full count. Juan will settle back in towards the back of the box. Hain settles in, rocks back, deals, full count. And that is shot into center field. Conway charging to her right, makes the diving play, cannot make it. Sealer will make it herself, will get the cutoff man, and that will score the runner from first in Hoekstra. And again, Riley Wan will scratch across another run to make this a 5-2 ball game.
Yeah, it seems like Riley Wong has got Aaron Hain's number here, and Janisa Conway tried to make a diving grab there, but an aggressive move from Conway, and you're up 4 runs, so you can afford to make that move, but unable to get there, and scores a run for these Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
A little bit of a pitching meeting, and there will be a pitching change. It'll be Kat Myers will stepping in. It'll be a double switch, actually. Ella McVeigh will see the bench as well. Avery Fantucci will step in at short. Kat Myers, the freshman, will step in for the Wolverines to close this thing out.
Yeah, and as I said before, Janisa Conway thought she had a break on that one and came in, ball was to her right, and she was trying to make a diving grab, but was just behind it. And a good job from Sealer backing her up, but unable to stop the run from scoring there. And Wong able to get the run in from first base. So now she's at second. So another runner in scoring position for Rutgers as they look to creep back into this game. And Riley Wong getting all the production here for the Rutgers offensively. And she definitely had Aaron Hain's number, got the home run in the top of the 4th, and then a well-struck double to left center field here in the 6th.
But Kat Myers will step in to replace Aaron Hain. The freshman from Waterville, Ohio, stepped in as a primary relief option. Last pitch in the midweek against Central Michigan threw 1 full, surrendering 2 hits, 1 earned, but did pitch a 5-inning no-hitter against NC Central in this Michigan program's North Carolina sweep. So she has made an immediate impact for this Wolverine squad, but she will have her work cut out with a runner in scoring position, 1 down. And the 3-hole hitter in Bailey Briggs now stepping in towards the back of the batter's box. Kat Myers will check the wristband, rocks back and deals. First pitch finds the zone. That gets away from Valamont. Juan will advance 60 feet to third.
Yeah, Valamont's not going to be happy with herself. So solid behind the dish there, but ball got away from her. Let the runner get to third.
Makes Myers' life a little more difficult. First pitch upstairs to run the count even 1-1. And no other defensive switches other than Fantucci for McVeigh at short. Fantucci also a really good defensive shortstop. Myers will rock back and deals. That'll find some grass in the left field for a base hit. Juan will score. So off the bat of Briggs, it's all of a sudden a 5-3 ball game.
Yeah, great job from these Rutgers hitters this inning. Some very disciplined at bats, fouling off pitches they didn't like and taking some walks when they needed it. But now cutting this deficit to just 2 runs after the infield was shaded in a bit with the runner on third, and that line drive from Briggs got over them fairly easily.
L.A. Matthews will step back in after being subbed out at first. Cleanup hitter. She'll dig in, and that is a deep shot into right field. Shading under that one at the track is Ella Stevenson to make the play. I believe that might have maybe had a chance to go over the wall had she not made the glove. She had to reach up to get to that one. And we would have had ourselves a tie ball game, folks.
Yeah, and great job there from Stevenson. Had her hand on the wall and reached her glove up, but seemed very comfortable doing so. I thought that was going out at first. The wind was carrying it a bit too, but fortunate there for Myers.
Bailey Burtis steps in with 2 down, 1 on for Rutgers. First pitch misses downstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's a lucky break for this Wolverine squad with a 2-run lead in the top of the 6th. Myers will deal the 1-0. That is shot to third. Erickson will make the play. Easy throw and catch by Ramey, and that will retire the side despite a slight heart attack for if you're listening and you're a fan of the Maize and Blue. Nonetheless, Michigan will retain the lead, but this time as we move into the bottom of the 6th, it is a 2-run deficit for Rutgers. Your score 5-3.
Yeah, and as usual, Erickson just delivering an absolute strike to first base. Fairly routine ground ball there. But as we've said before, that fly out from L.A. Matthews to right field.
Yeah, boy,
I mean,
that was close.
Stevenson was right on the, she went as far back as she could, had her hand on the wall on that Buddy's Pizza ad as the fans here in right field are singing to Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. Sorry, got distracted a little bit from that. But, yeah, I thought that ball was going out.
Yeah,
I thought
too.
the wind was carrying it after Conway's ball carried so much, but very fortunate there for Kat Myers and the Michigan Wolverines to maintain their 2-run lead. But some good hitting there and some great disciplined at-bats from Rutgers in the top of the 6th and able to cut that deficit to just 2 runs.
Yeah, I think Stevenson just nonchalantly robbed a home run. I really do think that. I mean, that was close. She was right against the wall. Nonetheless, I mean, that would have been a tie ball game. That would have been a huge home run off the bat of L.A. Matthews, and that would have been a completely different game.
Definitely, and Michigan has been in the driver's seat for most of this game. It hasn't felt like Rutgers has been competing too much. I mean, just 4 hits for Rutgers compared to 8 hits for Michigan. And that would have really changed the tide and put a different spin on this game. But now just one more chance for Rutgers to tie this ball game up. But first they've got to get through the bottom third of this order for Michigan and Erickson, Ramey, and Fantucci.
I believe we're going over some defensive changes. Stephanie Kraska will step in right. And Sierra Hoekstra will move back to short. Engel still on the mound will face Erickson to lead off the bottom of the 6th. First pitch finds the zone for a strike. Breaking ball just finds the lower right corner of the plate. As Engel will check the wristband. Rocks and deals. That's lobbed. Erickson gets a charge into that one in the left field. That's a base hit. Erickson will turn for 2. She will slide in for extra bases. And that's a leadoff double off the bat of Maddie Erickson, and that got into left field in a hurry.
Yeah, and that ball was hit so hard that Bailey Burtis in left field actually had a chance of getting Erickson at second, but the ball was a little bit high for second baseman Briggs as it went over her head, and Erickson was able to get in safely to second base with a leadoff double and another leadoff base runner for these Wolverines.
Yet again, that's been a narrative, and we see both changes at the plate and at second. Megan Beamer will step in as a pinch runner. Regan Bennett will step in as a pinch hitter. The transfer from South Carolina played both ways for the Gamecocks. now steps in back in her hometown school. And we will see another pitching change. Changes all around. As it's Johnson will step in. The fourth pitcher for the Scarlet Knights squad. Beamer will step in at second. Nobody down, a runner in scoring position with Regan Bennett at the plate.
Yeah, Desaria Johnson coming into the game. Just over 20 innings pitched on the season, 1-0. And has struggled with walks on the season. Just 3 strikeouts in her 20 innings and 24 walks. So giving up more than 1 walk per inning on average, which is not ideal. In her last time out, she pitched a third of an inning against Oregon on March 29th and gave up 2 walks in that third of an inning. So struggles to find the zone sometimes, but was a very she's a freshman out of Covington, Georgia, and was a huge prospect coming out of high school and 2-time pitcher of the year in her high school conference. So a lot of potential for Johnson.
Yep.
Yet to find her footing quite yet.
We'll see if she does against the pinch hitter in Bennett. Last hit against Michigan State on March 29th. Went 0 for 1. Played both ways in South Carolina. And I thought it was a great pickup. It's had limited time this season, but I think long term this is a really good pickup in Regan Bennett for this Michigan program going forward. Johnson's first pitch misses inside for a ball. Good eye from Bennett at the plate. Nobody down, 1 on in scoring position with Beamer standing on second after the Erickson double. Bennett is in for Ramey. Johnson deals, and that is popped up over the press box to run the count even 1-1.
Yep, we could hear that ball rolling on the roof of the press box. Came right towards us.
Bennett will step back in towards the back of the box. Johnson checks the wristband and deals the 1-1, and that is shot into center field. That'll find some grass for a base hit. Beamer will make the turn for home. She will score. Bennett will drive in a run to make this a 3-6 ball game. Michigan extends their lead.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely rifled into left center field, just between Burtis and Anderson, and neither of them able to get to it. And just a single there for Bennett, but enough behind that to get Beamer around third and into home and get back one of those runs Michigan lost in the top of the 6th and increase their lead to 3 here.
So Maddie Ramey will step back in at first. Good piece of hitting from Bennett, her second RBI on the season, and some limited at-bats. Avery Fantucci will step in to replace Aaron Hain. First pitch downstairs for a ball. Fantucci started the season as the starting shortstop. McVeigh moved to second, and they reverted back to the middle infield pair of Langford at second, McVeigh at short. That next pitch finds his own first strike to even it up 1-1. Fantucci, though, is a solid power hitter.
Still looking for a first home run on the season. She's due.
Had a big grand slam as that pitch is about 10 feet in the dirt. Ramey thought about going for second. Gets back to first in time after the throw from behind the dish from Kelly.
Yeah, Wong doing a good job of getting her body in front of that. The throw from Kelly was a little bit short, but Wong keeping that in play.
The 2-1 finds the lower half of the plate to even it up 2-2. Fantucci had a big grand slam in the Big Ten quarterfinal against Maryland to advance. Johnson will take some time to herself. Maybe looks like she's got something in her eye. She'll give the thumbs up. She'll get back onto the rubber, checks the wristband. Rocks back and deals. The 2-2 is shot to Hoekstra at second, makes the play, fires it over to first for the double play. What a play from Hoekstra to force a rather unconventional double play.
Heads up play there from Hoekstra. Looks like Ramey thought that ball was going to drop in front of her, so she was off the first base bag by quite a bit of distance, and Hoekstra noticed that and caught the line drive and fired it to first to get the double play.
Indiana Langford will step in with 2 down now. Shows bunt, pulls back in time as that pitch is downstairs to run the count. 1-0 infield playing in. Osborne playing a little dangerously close to the plate.
Aware of the threat from Langford, and after that bunt in the first inning, Osborne knows she's got to creep in close there along that third base line.
Johnson checks the wristband, deals the 2-0, gets the bunt down, just foul. Kind of like the Sealer bunt. Gets the bunt down perfectly, just died in the dirt right in front of the plate, just trickles foul. That would have been an easy infield single for Langford. Would have made it her 3rd on the day. Langford settles back in. Johnson checks the wristband, settles in, and deals the 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Langford loses the bat. She'll laugh that one off. Count now 2-2.
Yeah, bat flying out of Langford's hands there. But it's got a smile on her face as she looked at the dugout. Her teammates probably giving her a bit of a hard time.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Langford at the plate. Johnson will deliver way upstairs to run the count full, 3-2. Langford 2 for 2, walked in the 3rd, 2 infield singles in the 1st and the 5th. 3-2, misses outside. That's Langford's 2nd walk, surrendered. She will take the free pass. The speedster with 2 outs will stand in at first with Janisa Conway stepping in. And need I say more about Conway's performance? 2 home runs, 5 RBIs on the game. And Kristen Butler will take some time, have a brief chat. We'll give the ball back to Engel as she will step back into the circle yet again for the Scarlet Knights. And I wonder if that's because of Conway's prowess in this game.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Conway has just, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, accounted for all of Michigan's offense up until that RBI single from Bennett. But
I think that's the first time I've ever seen a pitcher. No, I don't know if that's right. Because Engel pitched already, she got subbed out.
Yeah. Well, she's back, in,
she's
the
back
circle,
in the circle
and
regardless.
seems like Coach Kristen Butler likes this matchup more than Johnson versus Conway. I guess lefty-lefty is the thought there.
Lefty-lefty, yep. Lefty-lefty's the thought here.
But, Conway, with how hot she's been, doesn't seem like this is something that would faze her.
Certainly not. Engel will settle back in. We'll begin work on Conway. Engel rocks back and deals to begin. Lobs that one in there outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, we've seen Conway be very aggressive with the first pitch a couple times this game, but obviously a little more discipline in this at-bat.
The 1-0. Downstairs, Langford will dart for second. That's in time as the throw from Kelly, a little bit array. Hoekstra lucky to get a glove on that one to prevent Langford from stealing another base. And a runner in scoring position with 2 down, and Conway still at the plate.
Nice pick there from Hoekstra, going across her body or across the second base bag, but Langford using her wheels and the feet first slide, able to get into second base easily.
The Rutgers outfield playing really deep, about 1 step away from the track. Conway will take that pitch into the zone for a strike. Count 2-1. Langford thought about darting for third, retreats back to second. Engel will check the wristband, rocks back and deals. The 2-1 downstairs. Langford got about halfway between second and third, retreats back to second. Count now 3-1.
Good pitch to hit here for Conway.
Hitters count 3-1 on the way. Big swing from Conway. She was swinging for the fences on that one. Just got under it, fouled straight back. He'll do it again next time at a full count. 3-2, 2 down, 1 on in scoring position with Langford.
Yeah, Conway was eager to get all of that pitch, but maybe just a little bit too eager as she got under the pitch.
Engel checks the wristband, deals, full count, way in the dirt. Langford will advance to third off the wild pitch. Kelly couldn't get to it. Conway will take the free pass. So she'll reach base for the third time. Actually, her first time really on the base pass in this one.
Yeah.
As Lauren Putz will step in with runners at the corners, 2 down. In the bottom of the 6th to tack on some insurance runs as we move into the top of the 7th with Rutgers' last gasps to get back into this one. First pitch off the hands of Engel downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Rutgers outfield still playing deep against the 3-hole hitter and Lauren Putz. Engel will deal. That pitch finds the zone. Putz caught looking. Count now 1-1. Langford at third, Conway at second, Putz at the plate. Engel will deal the even count pitch, and that is swung hard into center field for a base hit. Langford will score. Conway will take the turn from third. She will score from first. That's a 2-run stand-up double off the bat of Putz to extend the lead. 8-3 your score.
Yeah, and Anderson got to that ball and bobbled it a little bit with her glove, which gave Conway the opportunity to score from first base, as well as giving Putz the opportunity to get to second there. We'll see what that is ruled as, and Michigan gets back those 2 runs they lost in the top of the 6th and more, and now has extended their lead. So it was 4 to end the bottom of the 5th, but now up to 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th as they've really come alive offensively.
Yeah.
And we'll have another pitcher for Rutgers
and it's
back into
Lorelei
the game.
Depew, the starter. She'll look to close things out. We'll also see L.A. Matthews go to first. Juan will move to right field. A little bit of a triple switch. So they'll score that last play, puts single into center field, advance to second on a fielding error off Julian Anderson in center field. And Conway scored off the error. That's what they're going to score it as, and I would agree to that as well. Ella Stevenson will step in. 0 for 3, flew out to center in the 5th, flew out to left in the 3rd. Looks to score, Putz, who stands in scoring position. Michigan tacked on 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th to make it a 5-run deficit for Rutgers, and with their last chances in the top of the 7th, when that occurs, that comeback looks really difficult with these insurance runs now tacked on. Ella Stevenson will step in. Depew back in the circle. First pitch, downstairs for a ball.
Stevenson casually robbed L.A. Matthews of the home run there in right field. Maybe casually robbed her. And that really could have changed the outcome of this game.
1-0 big swing and a miss from Stevenson to even it up 1-1. Good breaking action off the hands of Depew.
Yeah, caught Stevenson way out in front on that pitch. She was over and early on that breaking ball from Depew.
The 1-1 in the dirt. Putz retreats back to second after thinking about going for third. Kelly checks the runner. Putz will stand in at second safe. Count 2-1, 2 down, 1 on for Michigan in the bottom of the 6th still. Michigan already plated 3. Depew deals, and that is chopped to Hoekstra, who cannot make the play. Putz will make the turn for home. That's Michigan's 4th run of the inning off yet another error from this Rutgers defense.
Yeah, and the sentiment here with these Scarlet Knights has definitely gone down a little bit. They're not feeling great. They were in this game for a second with some good hitting there, and they almost tied it up. They were about a foot or less away from tying this game up, but now Michigan back up 6, and a couple errors here has led to more runs for the Wolverines.
Your score now 9-3, Michigan lead. Stevenson at first. Valamon takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Excellent 6th inning offense for Michigan. As Depew delivers, and that is shot into left field. No doubt about that one. That is gone. Valamont will tack on 2 more runs in an already explosive bottom of the 6th. Your score now 11-3.
Yeah, Valamont absolutely crushed that ball into left field. Bailey Burtis didn't even try and go back for a sec.
She did not budge.
She knew that was gone. The second that pitch left her bat, but yeah, tough outing here for the Rutgers pitchers.
And that'll do it. That's the run rule. That'll do it.
Yeah.
So your final off a walk-off Lily Valamont home run, and that'll secure the series win for Michigan. Your score 11-3.
Yeah, very anticlimactic end there.
I forgot that you're right.
Yeah.
The 8-run rule, right. I forgot about that. I didn't realize that.
And for a second, Rutgers was right in this game. They cut Michigan's lead to 2. It was 2-1 it was 2-1 in the top of the 4th, and then 3 runs for Michigan with that Conway's second home run in the bottom of the 5th. But, you know, Rutgers, that ball from L.A. Matthews, just a couple inches, maybe a foot too short of in right field. It wasn't able to get over and tie the game for Rutgers, and then Michigan just ran away with it here in the bottom of the 6th. Then Lily Valamont ending it there for this game.
Yeah, I mean, what a bottom of the 6th. Michigan plating 6 runs. Just incredible stuff. They secure the series win. They extend the winning streak against Rutgers to now 25-0. They look for the series sweep tomorrow, and they look to extend the winning streak to 26-0 over Rutgers.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal game up and down. A much better game from yesterday. While Michigan won, offense was a little bit hard to come by, but the offense explodes in this game, particularly off the bat of Janisa Conway. Drove in 5 runs off 2 home runs and heats up an already hot bat.
Yeah, and her teammates picked up in the bottom of the 6th, plating 6 runs.
Yep.
But Michigan Wolverines going 12 for 28 on the day, 429 average, and just 1 strikeout on the day. So some very disciplined at-bats from the Wolverines, and they really did a great job. And a tough outing for the Rutgers pitching staff, as they were in it for a sec, but they'll have a chance to stop the sweep from the Wolverines and finally get their first win in program history tomorrow.
Finally. We will see indeed. WCBN Sports will have coverage on that. I will not be on the call for that, unfortunately. This is my last Rutgers softball call, or last call of the weekend. So Michigan's record, they reach now their 30th win on the season. Their record now 30-12. That's Bonnie Thull's 99th win as Michigan's head coach. She'll look for win number 100
tomorrow,
if she's keeping track of that one. And now Michigan moves to 8-4 in the Big Ten. offensive explosion this afternoon here at Carroll Hutchins Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, and it's been a fun day out here. Not the nicest weather, as we said, a little bit gloomy, but the Michigan lit it up with their bats and able to get a fairly easy win. Good to see that offense exploding after, like you said, TJ, struggled a bit yesterday with that 2-run win.
Yep, certainly, and they get the series win. Again, your score as we round things out here from the booth at the Hutch, 11-3, your final. Michigan wins. Erin Hain gets tagged with the win in the circle. She surpasses her last season win total by 1 now. 16 wins on the season. Kat Myers gets tagged with the save. Lorelei Depew gets tagged with the loss. And again, Valamont with the home run, drove in 2, and Conway another monster game. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Just a great offensive showing. Michigan will play for the sweep tomorrow, and that'll just about do it. My name's TJ Fossmeyer, alongside me, the legend, Jonas Tomkin.
I appreciate it.
And we will end, as we always do, with a good evening and a Go Blue.